In a city of smoke and shadows, two men sit on a porch recording a podcast. As the night wore on, the storm outside raged on. But inside the studio, Mack and Don were just getting warmed up. They also knew that they had a job to do, and they were determined to do it to the best of their ability. They knew that even in the darkest of times, there was always light. And they knew that as long as they had each other, they would never be alone. Mack and Don knew that they were doing their part to make it a better place. They'll get in their cars and drive away, leaving the city behind, but they knew that they would be back. They had a job to do, and they were determined to do it. Which leaves the audience left to ponder the question, what will happen next?
How we feeling this week, Don?
Exquisite.
I've got one question for you. What if they start making like AI jazz?
That would trip me the fuck out.
Like, this AI could play the saxophone way better than anyone we've ever known.
Yeah. I think I'm like pretty 50-50 on it, like in my heart. Because half of my heart is like, yo, that shit's scary, and like we're never gonna be able to make good music again because AI is just gonna make all the music from now on. And then the other part of me is like, nothing is more nothing is more, what am I trying to say, like stronger than the human spirit. And the human spirit is able to defy certain odds. And I feel like, without sounding too mystical, I feel like man will always persevere over machine.
I feel like AI music would only make like the radio hits or like the biggest songs ever. You know what I'm saying? Because it would like kind of, I feel like AI is like a little bit groupthink, I guess you would say, because it takes like in all the information and then kind of synthesizes it, kind of.
Right. Like if a person could do that, they'd be a super genius.
Right. Like if you look something up on Google, like it's only going to show like the most popular searches first. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I'm thinking AI is only going to make the most popular music. You know what I'm saying? That's why it was Weeknd and Drake. AI,
right. I see what you're saying. So it'll just make the biggest, like,
right. It'll make like
hot
like
shit. You know?
Yeah, like whatever's hot at the moment. I think, you know. That's just my theory.
Yeah, because like you said, it's able to generate all of these results and condense it into one, and so it ends up sounding like all of. But the thing is it draws from things that already exist. It doesn't create something outside of what already exists. Versus the human mind can create things that don't exist. You know?
You think? What is that saying? Like everything's already been created or something like that? We're just kind of like putting our own rendition on it.
Well, I think that stems from the theory of like infinity. And so basically if infinity exists, then every possible outcome exists, right? Because
I see what you're saying.
Have you ever seen like the thing where it's like if you if you wrote out the entirety of pi, then eventually you could equate the numbers to letters, and just through sheer magnitude of infinity, you would eventually come across every book you've ever read just through infinity, if that makes sense, because because the endless combinations.
You can't even like what is
fathom.
You can't even that's what I was gonna say, but I didn't know if that was the right word. But you can't even like
I got you.
begin to even think about what infinity is, begin to even wrap your head around like what it really entails, because
That's like some fifth dimension shit where it's like our eyes and brains just can't comprehend something that's
right
outside of the realm of what already exists, because we experience what is existing all around us. And so to just conceptualize the fourth dimension or even the fifth dimension is just near impossible, like not impossible.
When did we start numbering dimensions? Is it like, isn't there like going into infinity, isn't there like quote unquote an infinite amount of
possibilities?
So I don't think they want to hear your exhale.
Can they hear my exhale?
Yes.
Excuse me, Mack and Don audience.
Okay,
pardon me.
My bad. I forgot I'm the only one with headphones on.
Right, I didn't even notice. Well, thank you for giving me the heads up. Otherwise, I wouldn't even notice.
I was like, what?
Because sometimes I'd be slapping my lips on the mic, and I'm like, dude, you sound annoying, bro. I'm just editing, and I'm like, Don, get your shit together, bro.
Okay, back on topic.
Right. But so basically infinity and like how we conceptualize it, I think it all starts when we started drawing on stuff. That's like the second dimension. When we start, when you make a drawing, it's two-dimensional.
I get like the first three dimensions. I get that.
Well, that's because anything below the third dimension is simple to us, but anything over it is complex. Because we're a level above.
Like, where are you getting this information?
We're a level above dimension 1 and 2, so 1 and 2 seem rudimentary to us. So like dimension 1 being like barely shapes, it's like on a linear dimension, and then the second dimension being on like a plane, the x-axis, right? And then the third dimension including the y-axis, right?
Cartesian plane.
Did you make coherent sense right there?
Yes, x-axis, y-axis, Cartesian plane, Descartes.
Yes, exactly. And so maybe that's where it stemmed from, is like people philosophizing about it or theorizing about it.
Good old Descartes. I think, therefore I am. It was kind of crazy. He was just like he just locked himself in a
cave,
in a cave or a cabin, whatever it was, just to like theorize about the world.
I think it was a cave.
I think so. I don't know what it was. I couldn't say, but I think it was either a cave or a cabin. Either way, he was somewhere by himself just thinking about life. He just like basically put himself into exile, Isn't that weird?
That is weird. And I actually saw a documentary recently about time, and basically just an explanation of time. And this one scientist excluded himself inside of a cave that gave him no perception of time whatsoever, to test his theory of like the internal clock, pretty much.
Oh, and like the what is it called? Okay, go on. Sorry,
you're good. So his last day was like September 30th.
Circadian rhythm.
Yes. Wow. Fucking Mac is a smart dude. He had to pull that out of his ass right out of there, because that's
what I was trying to say, but I was like, I don't want this long pause.
I learned that in the documentary, but basically they called him on September 30th to tell him that he was done, and by his count, it was August 30th.
Damn.
Because he had no...
It's all perception.
He had no perception of time, and they had a graph of like how long he would stay awake, and there was one instance where he stayed up almost 24 hours, but other than that, it was steadily like a awake, asleep rhythm, like equal amounts.
I watched a similar documentary, but it wasn't about time. It was they just I don't know what it was, but this dude, it was like some of the shit that Aaron Rodgers was doing in the offseason. He like locked himself in a cabin with no lights. Like there's literally no light source at all. I don't know if it's in a cabin or underground or something like that, but
right.
It's this place. I don't know where it is. Somewhere in the Amazon but they put you in. I don't even know what to call it, but basically, there's no light at all. Like no sources of light. Period. Like not from your phone, not from your watch, not from the outside. Like literally pitch black. And I think
Knight Rider.
Yeah, dead ass. And I think you stay there for 10 days, something like that. Mm-hmm. But like you had to like find your way around, you had to eat and like all that stuff, and like pitch black, you can't see anything.
Are you down with the dark?
I would be fuck no.
Yeah. I remember like a couple of episodes ago, we were talking about the sensory deprivation tank, and you were like,
I was telling X about that the other day. That shit was scary.
Right.
Yeah.
Dead ass. Your mind is the scariest place.
I didn't watch the whole thing because I got bored, honestly. But the part of it I did watch, the dude was slumped for like the first like 20 hours or something like that. Like they were like, yeah, he's never experienced like this amount of darkness. So like all your body thinks to do is like, oh, it's time to sleep, like it's night.
Right.
So he was just like knocked out for like 20 hours, and he woke up and he was like, that was the best sleep I've ever gotten. Like, and same shit. He didn't know what time it was. He didn't know anything. Like there was no source of light or anything.
Right.
And then after a certain amount of time, like you're just basically just like you and your thoughts, like just,
yeah, literally
about to work through some shit, your inner demons,
Yeah. You know what's scary about that is like your imagination is the scariest part, because I would start to think that there was a demon in there, and I would start to be like, what if there's another person in here and I just can't see them? You know,
that's how
immediately.
That's how my grandma got me to not be afraid of the dark when I was a kid. She would just be like, hey, like, what are you thinking? Like, what's the worst I could happen? Like, do you think it's like there's a lion or some shit? Like, you think it's a monster or something like that? And I'd be like, yeah, but I don't want to think about that. Like, what are you trying to say here? And she was like, it's literally all in your head. Like, everything that you're afraid of, you're literally just making up in your head. Like
your imagination.
Yeah, it's like all just your imagination. She like flipped it. Like, it's a good thing. Like, you have an active imagination. Like, you're probably creative and shit like that. So like, all that stuff, like, you're just, it's all in your head. It's basically what she told me, and that shit like flipped my whole mind. Like, I was like 5 years old, and I was like, oh, and that's crazy.
And then fast forward, and you taught me how to control my high. And it's the same thing. You're like, it's all in your head, buddy, and I'm just like, it is all in my head. It's all it's all up there.
Yeah, fair enough.
All the answers are, and the key is in the brain.
Yeah, man. But I don't know how we got here. Oh yeah, circadian rhythm, and then I told you about the dude in the cave.
Exactly.
But yeah, it's crazy shit. Like, I think at one point he comes out like being like a whole different person. Like, it was like I don't know what to call it, but a life-changing event or life-changing action. Like a little retreat type shit.
Almost like a hallucination, because you can suffer hallucinations from stuff like that.
I think it's one of those ways that you can trigger like a psychedelic state without actually taking drugs. Like there's a certain type of yoga that you can do where you can get to that state without literally taking anything. Mm-hmm. I forget what it's called, but
have you ever, like, as an athlete or say a former athlete, have you ever gotten to that state when you were like, I think pushing your body to the limit?
They call it a flow state.
Yeah, they do call it a flow state. It is. I mean, that's the best way to put it, because it is almost psychedelic in a way. Like I think without taking drugs, obviously. I think we're just thinking psychedelic, but in reality, it's just an out of body experience, kind of where you're just like kind of detached from what's going on. And maybe there's too much going on. Yeah, because to me, whenever that shit starts happening, I start to see things like a movie. Like I can see myself doing whatever. Like a video game. Like all of a sudden you're in GTA and you're like running this dude around. Yeah, exactly. Like, yeah. Because whenever that starts happening, it's just like, I'm not even thinking, I'm just like doing. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's kind of weird. It's almost like an autopilot. Yeah. Sometimes when Exactly. Yeah, I've definitely had that happen numerous times. Like when you're driving, with and without drugs. Right. But it's like when you're driving, Mm-hmm. You ever happen where you just disassociate? You just pull up at your destination and you're just like, I think what just happened for the last 20 minutes? You're a legend of ashing on anything, to be honest. Whoops. I don't care. It's a fucking, who gives a shit? But yeah, literally like autopilot, like we were talking about. Yeah, that's crazy, right? Yeah, pretty much.
I think it's because your brain gets into routines, and then I think I heard this somewhere. I don't know where, but your brain wants to put everything on autopilot so that it can focus on like what's actually important. You know what I'm saying? So anything it can automate, it will.
Right. It's a machine.
Yeah. So if you driven to this place like a million times and you know the route and all that type of stuff, like say, especially like work, if you drive there every day, you kind of just like, it's one of those things you can automate. So your brain is like, okay, we're just doing this, and then I'm gonna actually focus on,
and it kind of takes
thinking about a problem, or thinking about something else, or
it kind of takes minimal effort. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So because if it took more effort, then you'd have to focus much harder on it. But because it's such a passive experience driving a car, kind of like it's easy to get.
It becomes passive, right?
Right. Exactly.
Kind of crazy.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy. Like, speaking of AI, like we're already kind of built like machines, or machines.
We created machines.
Or we created machines. Or we kind of based. What am I trying to say?
Base the creation off of ourselves.
Yeah, because a computer is just
like God is like we're created in God's image,
right?
Type shit,
yo. Because
but we created AI,
right? But if you think about it, a computer is just a brain, right? It has all these different parts and things like that. Like
we literally tricked a computer into thinking.
Right. Exactly.
We tricked the motherfucker into thinking.
Sheesh. Right.
We tricked the motherfucker into thinking. That is fucking crazy,
like,
dude.
How far does this go? Like what? Like
you create a baby, like a baby robot, and it's permanently a baby. Like, can you ever turn it off? Is it morally acceptable to just turn it off?
It's like
what if it doesn't want to be turned off? What if it tells you, I don't want to be turned off?
Right, because then it's going to be sentient. And at that point, it's like
iRobot.
That too, but what am I thinking? Rick and Morty, the Meeseeks, where he's I
want to die.
No, where the Meeseeks is like, what is my purpose? It'll start thinking like that,
Right, like the fact that they have to live is excruciating.
I think I'm getting that wrong. I think that's the machine that he creates to do the butter.
Oh yes.
And then it starts saying like, what is my purpose?
What is my purpose? And then he's like, your purpose is to spread butter. And he's like, oh my God.
Right. Like at what point does it start having like an existential crisis? You ever just start thinking about that shit? Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
Constantly. Almost at least once a day, right?
Yeah. At least
have like one thought where it's like, oh, that shit, that's just taking over for sure.
Yeah, I always have a thought like, in the grand scheme of things, nothing matters at all.
Have you ever seen The Terminator?
I can't say I have.
Okay, so basically, since it's been out, spoiler alert,
I've seen
fucking AI pretty much takes over.
I've seen like spin-offs. Like, speaking of Rick and Morty, like they have a Terminator episode where the snake.
Oh, that's a good episode. I just watched that episode again recently.
Yeah, with the snake, and then there's it goes like back into time and all that type of stuff.
They have space snakes.
Yes,
and then they have snake jazz, and
it's like a snake. It's like a cyborg snake. I think they get at one point.
Yeah, and then Summer gets into space jazz. She's like, I don't know, my brother gave it, and it's just like. It's so fucking stupid.
Yes. Like Rick and Morty is the king of existentialism and nihilism.
Yo, they make fun of Rick and Morty because people say that you have to have a high IQ to understand the show, but
I don't think so.
That was a whole thing where like people were making fun of the Rick and Morty fan base because of one person. Basically, one guy was like, you have to have a certain IQ in order to understand Rick and Morty, and everybody was like, get a load of this fucking guy.
Right, yeah, no, I don't think so. I think it's pretty surface.
It's pretty surface, but they do hit some subjects that are like 5 layers deep, where it's like
a little bit.
You have to know
subjects, yes, but jokes, no.
Right. Well, yeah, it's like the Hitler Abraham Lincoln thing, or like just
like the
stuff
one
like
where
that. You know what I mean?
Where it starts off like super simple, where Morty wants to get with old girl. I think her name is Jessica, and then they give him the Rick does something to make him like irresistible, but then they makes everybody into
Cronenberg's.
Well,
yeah, like
crickets or something like that.
It starts out as praying mantises.
Yes.
And it starts out that way, and then they Cronenberg it, which is a famous director who makes like crazy movies about like monsters that meld into like other things, and so it's pretty fucked.
So they basically fuck up their current dimension, as we were just talking about, or world, or however you want to say it,
and just ditch it.
Yeah, and they just ditch it, and I think they either kill. No, they go to a world where Rick and Morty
they're already dead.
Where they're already dead.
Just died
in some type of thing in the garage, some failed experiment in the garage, and then they bury themselves,
right,
and then just take over,
right, which is all pretty surface level, like you were saying. You know what I mean? Like, but
it's deep and surface level at the same time.
Right,
like, anyone can get it, but it's also deep.
Right, because if you think about it, the majority of the population isn't.
I feel like I refuse to believe that most people are stupid.
I feel like you don't. I feel like I have a unique perspective, and so I tend to look at people and be like, that is the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my entire life, and I can't believe a person is saying that.
I've heard
to me
that
right
too,
now.
but I just feel like,
you know what I mean?
I feel like when people say common sense isn't common, I feel like that's kind of a lie. Like, I feel like people have like a base, like, you're not going to trick everybody.
Let me just throw this out there. Do you feel like that at your job, where like you can ask somebody, a customer, just a very simple thing, and then they can turn it into like this whole argument or debacle where it's just like,
I've got no comment. I don't like talking about my job on the pod.
Right. And I'm trying to avoid talking about my job, but I'm just thinking about it like in specific scenarios. I'm like, oh, humanity's doomed because more people are like this than I thought, and that person has 3 kids, and they're reproducing.
Right, but don't you think humanity would already be doomed? I feel like humanity would already be doomed. You know what I'm saying? I feel like shit would be way worse if everybody was literally that stupid. You know?
So listen.
I feel like there's
listen
like
to
a
this.
select few, and we're just, you know.
What if like we get hit by an asteroid tomorrow, and they look back on this as like humanity was doomed, they just didn't know it yet, type shit.
Well, if an asteroid hits, who has control over that?
Right, but we don't have control over most of the hurdles that we're gonna come up to. Like, like nuclear warfare. Like, sure, we kind of have control over that, but tomorrow somebody could launch a nuke.
That's a point, though. That's a point, though. Tomorrow, anyone can launch a nuke, and the whole world will be over. It's been like that since 1945. That's like 80 years.
Yes, but also,
and collectively, nobody's done it because they know once you do it, the whole world is over.
Right, but
that's like a common sense thing.
What I'm saying about that is that civilizations,
mutually assured destruction.
Any civilization over the universe has to overcome this hurdle of not blowing themselves up, is what I'm trying to get at. Of like, if there was a planet across the universe, there already might be a planet across the universe that did blow themselves up, and they're not going to progress or evolve anymore because that was a hurdle that.
But don't you think we're already over that hurdle? Like I said, we've had that power since 1945 to completely blow this shit the fuck up.
No, we won't be out of that hurdle until nukes are completely out of the question. But
there's no way nukes are gonna ever be out of the question. It's already in the cloud. It's already been created. It can't be uncreated
unless we become like more sentient beings, and we kind of just like, I'm talking billions. I'm not talking tomorrow. I'm talking like billions of years in the future.
You're talking about evolution,
right? Because that's what's happening right now to us. It's happening today, and there are people who are.
I don't think so. I think we're literally the same human beings that were cavemen and hunting and gathering. We've just everything around us.
But we evolved from a single cell.
Well, yeah, but like you said, that takes millions or billions of years.
Right. Exactly.
In this small little window where we've had this what am I trying to say? Evolution of technology. We went from the Stone Age to the technology age in how long? You know what I'm saying?
Millions of years.
In the grand scheme of the billions and billions of years of existence of the computer turning on, the Big Bang, whatever you want to call it for a simulation, like
right.
whatever. Like in the grand scheme of existence, like that little chunk is nothing. You know.
It is. It's a small blip.
Humans in general are nothing.
Right. It's a small blip.
It's a small blip. You know what I'm saying? But in that small blip, look at the
the things we've accomplished.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
I agree, and I think we've advanced at a fast pace. But I also think that we are still cavemen with technology that is way more advanced than us.
I agree.
Because some of us are smart and some of us are really fucking stupid.
But I feel like there's a
us.
baseline. There's like a baseline,
like average intelligence.
Yes, in a human in general, you know.
Right.
Just like there's a average in like probably every
like
species.
you and I could, if the world ended, we could not recreate a phone. Right, we probably would not be able to do a phone.
You and I couldn't. No, I feel like most people couldn't. Like who, who actually knows how this shit works?
Right.
You know?
It just takes like some really intelligent motherfucker to create the phone. You know what I mean? Like the first phone.
There's no difference between that really intelligent person and me and you. You know what I'm saying? We all, like you said, we all evolved from the same cell.
Right, but yeah, you're right. But I think just the span of intelligence is. I feel like less people are on the higher end of intelligence, if that makes sense.
I mean, I agree, but that's a given, you know?
Yeah,
Don't
guess
you
so.
think?
Yeah, but it'll be our downfall.
It's like I told you the other day. The top, there's always room at the top because the top ain't crowded.
That's a fact, but I'm saying it'll be our downfall.
Yeah, I mean, I guess so.
Because with that comes ignorance and hubris and stuff like that, and those are all traits that like come back to for comeuppance, which is to bite you in the ass. To bite you in the ass. Right?
I guess you're right. I don't know. I don't know how we got to here or what point I was trying to make.
That's a good fucking question.
Oh, I think I was trying to say most people aren't stupid. That might come back to bite me in the ass, though. I might be completely wrong about that.
You're gonna be like, bro, I changed my fucking answer.
Maybe what is it? What is the saying? Like the wise man always knows he's stupid. Like I just feel like
yeah, and the stupid man always thinks he's wise.
Right.
Yeah,
I feel like
any dude who claims himself to be intelligent, I'm immediately like, this guy knows shit about dick.
I think I was just telling you about just when we were talking at the kitchen table about 48 laws of power. Always appear dumber than your mark.
Yes.
Play a sucker to catch a shark.
Yeah, people call that narcissism.
Do they?
Yeah,
I don't think so.
You're manipulating people.
Yeah,
it's a manipulation tactic.
I've heard that. I mean, that's what that book is basically about. But it's my favorite book of all time. It's so applicable in life.
That's not to say that power isn't still power, which is
well, yeah. But I just feel like it's less manipulation and more of a examination of humanity in a overview. You know what I'm saying? He takes like certain instances.
Yeah, lots of examples of other.
Yeah, he's like analyzes history in an overview, and he's like, oh, this is an example of that, and this and that and that, and it puts it into these 48 laws. You know what I'm saying? So it's like less I feel like it's less manipulation and more just like psychology, sociology, the way the human mind works, and the way people interact with each other. Yeah,
that's how I feel like Freud was because
but that nigga was weird.
He was weird, but a lot of philosophers are weird.
I guess you're right.
Weirdos, you know what I mean?
Fair point. I think he was a psychologist, not a philosopher. Maybe I'm tripping though.
You're right.
You're right. I'm like, I don't know actually.
Yeah, I think you're right.
I'm just talking about out of my ass like I do all the time on this pod.
No, I think you're absolutely right. I was trying to find a segue into the next thing we should talk about, like Uncle Jerry.
Oh yeah, let's take a moment of silence, everybody. We're half an hour in, but we need to take a brief moment of silence for our boy Uncle Jerry. R.I.P. to that guy, you know?
R.I.P. Uncle Jerry.
Good old Jerry Springer, who provided us, all us kids, I feel like, in our age range or age bracket.
During daytime television.
On those lonely summer days, maybe your parents at work, you're just bored, it's 3 o'clock, nothing to do.
Fucking.
You've looked in the fridge 3 times, you've got that boredom hunger, you know?
Yeah.
You just got in a fight with your sister over some dumb shit, you know? You pulled her hair or something.
The dumbest shit.
And just on the TV, his background noise is good old Jerry Springer. 3 o'clock every day, you know?
Yeah.
Maybe it's 2
Sharp.
o'clock. I don't know. Maybe it's 12 o'clock. But I just know every day.
They never missed.
Every day there was an episode of Jerry Springer. And
They
you didn't
never
know
missed.
what you were going to see.
Literally the most wild shit you've seen for the 7 years of your life.
Right.
You know, at the time.
I was watching an interview with Shannon Sharp and Steve Harvey. And he was saying the difference between TV and movies. You know, he was saying when you go to the movies, you got to get a babysitter. You getting dressed up. You paying for your ticket, you know. So you feel like those are like some special people on the movies. You know what I'm saying? But when it's on daytime TV, you just in your drawers. You just woke up. You eating a bowl of cereal.
Dead ass, bro.
You just watching it.
Some Frosted Flakes.
Some Frosted Flakes.
Oh, man.
Daytime TV is someone you would invite into your home. You feel like you know them.
What's your favorite type of cereal, real quick?
Favorite type of cereal?
Yeah.
Reese's Puffs.
Okay, good call. Continue.
Or Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
I feel like Cinnamon Toast Crunch just always takes it, you know?
I feel like Cinnamon Toast Crunch, you gotta let it marinate for a little bit. You know, you gotta let it sit.
You ain't even got to do that. You can just eat it, and it'll be wet by the time the end.
No. You gotta let it sit there first. I'm the type of dude where my cereal got to be just a little bit soggy. It can't be.
Fair enough.
It can't be.
I like a little crunch in it though.
I don't like it. I start to get like. You ever be eating Captain Crunch and you got all those holes on the top of your mouth?
Yeah, not that. I don't get it like straight dry, but I do. I let it get a little. But like,
I think we on the same page. We gotta let it get a little soggy.
But I also have no self control, so it's like I'm also like. I can't wait another second for me to take another bite of these motherfuckers. And so if I take a couple of crunchy bites, I'll just make sure that
in your mouth fucked up for next week. You just don't eat.
Yeah. Well, like, Captain Crunch for sure. You cannot trust a bowl of Captain Crunch.
Cannot. You cannot. But it's so good. You just keep getting it.
But Cinnamon Toast Crunch, I can. It's soggy by the time you put the spoon in there. You know what I mean?
Know about that,
I feel like it's one of those cereals that runs quick. It runs really quick.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
About that.
I feel like it's one of those cereals though.
I don't know.
Frosted Flakes, do you let them get real soggy? I hate to say soggy.
I feel like that's one of the ones you can't let it get too soggy. That one and Wheaties and regular flakes.
Do you like Wheaties?
Hell no.
Side note, I low-key like Wheaties.
With a boatload of sugar on top, you got to put the sugar on top.
I don't put sugar on it at all.
What you talking about?
I think it's sweet without.
Hell no.
It's pretty sweet without.
That's the least sweet. You ever had?
It's pretty good.
You ever had Kicks growing up?
Hell no.
No?
I don't fuck with that shit.
But you had it before. That's how you know you don't fuck with it.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, my mom was on Wick. That's all they was like, you could only get like a certain shit.
Fucking, yeah, shit. Fucking, you know what pisses me off? The Malto meal.
What is that?
Bruh, it's the shit that's off-brand, but you could get it in huge fucking bags.
Oh,
and you could get the Fruit of Loop, you know, or the Frost of Flake, you know, like
that's how you get the government cheese, where it's just a huge ass block of cheese.
Yeah, exactly. And it's right next to the name brand shit, and it's like
that's the shit I be getting though.
I used to get mad at my mom because name brand shit. To me, always tops the malto meal. Nah, the malto meal is fucking trash, bro.
I don't know what you're talking about malto meal. To me, you mean Great Value? You mean the Great Value version? Because I be shopping Great Value. Because it's in the name, bro. You get Great Value. He's looking it up. Malto meals? I don't think I've ever heard of this shit. What do I do? I heard of Lean Cuisine.
These big ass bags.
What the fuck? Oh yeah. I know what you're talking about. I didn't know that was the brand. The shit on the top.
Yeah.
I never called them Malto meals.
Yeah. And they only come in huge fucking they have Apple Zings, which is fucking Apple Jacks. Like, come on. Come on, dude. You gotta be fucking kidding me.
What? I just bought some of that shit today.
I used to get mad. because it has that artificial taste and it don't taste.
Come on, like, bro. That should taste just the same.
I'm a connoisseur with my shit.
Man.
And so I'm real picky with my cereals, all right?
You look at I wasn't your parents. I'd be like, man, if you ain't paying for it, you better shut the hell up.
I had a lot of nights at the dinner table for past my bedtime. I had a couple of nights waiting underneath the ceiling fan, you know?
No, my brothers should be like, all right, you ain't getting nothing else then. You ain't going to go to bed hungry.
I was cooking underneath that fluorescent light. I was sitting there.
Hell nah. That's crazy. Okay, how
Shell
did we get
City.
here?
Jerry Springer somehow.
Oh, yeah. I was setting the mood, and then you asked me what my favorite cereal was. My point is, daytime TV, you know, that's special in some people's heart, you know?
It sure is for me, and I know a lot of people our age.
Judge Judy?
Yeah, classic. Fucking
Maury?
Steve Wilkos.
Steve Wilkos, we were just talking about that earlier.
Love that guy. Maury, like you were saying.
I feel like we're definitely going to be way more sad when Maury dies.
Yeah, I mean,
Because with Maury, you know what was up. It was like, is you the father, is you not?
yeah, it's crazy that Jerry went before Maury. You think Maury's up there a little bit more than Jerry, you think, right?
I have no idea.
I think Maury's an older gentleman. But you got to think about it. If there is no Jerry, there is no Maury.
Yeah, who did it first, really? I have no clue.
That's a good question, but I know Jerry Springer been around.
He been around. He been
around town. Jerry Springer's in fucking one of the Austin Power movies.
Is he really?
Yeah, Dr. Evil goes on Jerry Springer with his son, Seth Green.
That's hilarious.
It's a good bit. There's a KKK member there.
Oh,
There's
man.
a Nazi there. And then Dr. Evil and then his son. And then Dr. Evil gets into a fight with the KKK member.
Would there even be like a Dr. Phil without Jerry
That's
Springer?
true. Do I need to look it up? Should I look it up?
Okay, look up what year Jerry Springer premiered.
The Jerry Springer Show came out in the late 1990s.
I need a year. Come on, brother.
March of 1999.
Okay, March 1999. Boom. Okay, now we're looking at Maury.
Mm-hmm.
We need to know who did it first.
Yes,
And
sir.
You know what we forgot to do?
27 years on air.
27?
Yeah, that's what it says on...
Did you say March 99 though? Because that wouldn't be 27 years.
Right, what would that be? 97?
Oh, you said 97?
But that would be 97, right?
I think 96. I don't know. Who's fucking doing math on the pod? Come on now.
I know. And fucking assholes doing fucking...
But we forgot to do the Mad Movie quiz.
Launched in 1991. The Jerry Springer Show.
Okay, let's go with 91.
Okay. We didn't forget. We could still do it.
Yeah, we're gonna still do that.
Yeah. We're talking about Jerry Springer. Put some spec on his name. What do you got? Now I'm gonna do Maury.
Hey, dog, we did a moment of silence on the pod.
Is that enough for you?
Yes.
We're all done. Next.
Next.
Maury Povich. July 2005.
Oh, way after.
Way after.
Way after. That's crazy, right?
Yeah.
Damn, 2005?
Actually, so this says 91.
What?
91 to 22.
For Maury?
Yeah.
This started at the same time?
Yo,
you think Maury got his ass out of here?
That's a good question. Hold on. Now I'm on IMDb, and IMDb says 91 for Maury.
Hey, IMDb would know for sure.
Yeah. So 91 for Maury, and then let me see.
All right.
Jerry.
You're already on IMDb, so go ahead and look up your movie after you look up Jerry.
So I know what my movie is already.
Yeah, but you got to go there to the IMDb for the description.
Right. It's crazy his show doesn't pop up on IMDb like right away.
It didn't?
Okay, this says 1999. Like I said the first time.
They all follow the same formula, though, you know?
Yes.
All right. You ready to look up your movie?
Yes.
Don't let me see.
I'm trying not to.
Who wants to go first? You want to go first or you want me to go first?
I'll go first if that's all right.
Let's do it.
Cool.
Don't make fun of me if I don't get the movie. Like I always say. But I feel like I I've watched some movies in my life, you know?
I mean, one or two at least, right?
A couple.
At least 5.
A couple. I had a little movie collection when I was a kid, you know?
Yeah, we did too. We had the bookshelf with the DVDs on them. Did you ever have that?
Me too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They don't do that no more.
Alphabetized.
They don't do that no more.
I still do it.
I don't have any DVDs.
I have a gang of DVDs.
I don't have no DVDs.
I have...
My dad got rid of all of our DVDs.
I have...
My dad don't even got DVDs.
I have all 5 seasons of The Wire on DVD.
Nice.
I have all 5 seasons of Fringe on DVD. I have the first 3 seasons of Scrubs on DVD.
Damn.
I have the first 2 seasons of Gargoyles on DVD.
Damn. It's a good show.
I have a couple like hip hop documentaries on DVD from back in the day. I have Butterfly Effect 1 and 2 on DVD.
Director's cut?
Director's fucking cut, brother.
No
You already
fucking
know. It's
way.
Two different endings,
Yo,
bro.
that's a whole
Two
movie to
different endings.
talk about. Yo,
I got a lot of shit on.
What if I picked a Butterfly Effect?
I got
from my movie?
Beetlejuice.
Damn.
you
You got all kinds of shit.
I got all the Harry Potters, bro. I got all the Lord of the Rings. I have all the Underworld.
All on DVD?
All on DVD.
You're freaking crazy, bro.
I've got a DVD collections to this day. I've got some shit, man. All right, go on.
All right, so I'm gonna say it how I want to say it. How about that?
Say it how you want to say it.
Okay, so here's the storyline. Right. Frank DeTore is a slovenly zookeeper and a widowed father to his daughter. He catches a cold right after he swallows a germ-ridden egg. The inside of his body is known as the City of Frank, an unlikely hero.
I'm gonna tell you right now. I don't think I've seen this.
An unlikely hero works as a member of the police force.
Osmosis Jones?
Yes.
Oh, are you serious?
Yes.
Oh shit. Oh shit.
Hey, yes.
That is a throwback.
Yes,
I think it was Osmosis.
I was throwing it out there. I was like, he had to have seen this. He has to have seen this.
I'm over here thinking like, what the fuck are you talking about? And then I got it.
What do you think gave it to you? The egg?
Reread the last part. What gave it to me?
The inside of his body is known as the City of Frank.
The inside of his body, yes. Yeah. That part. The City of Frank, that part.
An unlikely hero of a white blood cell named Osmosis Jones works as a member of immunity cell.
Bro. That's a throwback.
That's such a good one, though.
That's a good one.
That's a good one.
I remember a couple of years ago, I was looking up, like, where can I watch Osmosis Jones?
I think on Disney Plus. If you have it.
Yeah, I think that was before Disney Plus, though.
Oh, okay.
And I could not find it.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Such a good show.
Damn.
Movie, whatever.
That's a good one.
Bill fucking Murray, dude.
Oh, that's
Bill fucking Murray.
That's a good pick, brother. That's a good pick. Hell yeah. All right. My turn. I can't believe I got that. That was a shot in the dark.
Me neither. You fucking nailed it. You didn't even guess anything else, I don't think.
Wait, we got to keep it over for ChatGPT. All right.
I'll open it when we do ChatGPT.
Okay. All right, so storyline. A film about 2 homicide detectives. Desperate hunt for a serial killer who justifies...
Yo, is this 7?
Yes.
I was going to pick that movie.
No.
Oh, wait. Did you watch a YouTube video about it? No. I watched a YouTube video about it today, so that's weird.
Is it?
To me.
That is kind of weird. No.
Because I dead ass watched
No, me and my coworker we were putting some shit away the other day and we were joking around. We were like, "What's in the box?"
Oh fuck.
What's in the box?
Do you watch on YouTube? His name is
Nerdstalgic.
Screen Junkies? Honest Trailers. Do you watch Honest Trailers?
Yeah, sometimes. Yeah.
So today, nobody gets ads on us. 6 hours ago, this came out about
That's crazy.
that movie.
And no, I was me and my coworker were just joking about that shit, and I was like, "Damn, I haven't seen that movie in a minute." And then I was like, I remember Donovan.
What are the odds?
Yeah, and then I was like, oh, I remember how I got put onto this movie. My man Donovan told me to watch it, and I sometime in high school. I don't remember when. And I was like, damn.
Oh God, I told you to watch it.
And I watched it, and the next day I came back to you, and I was like, yo, that movie was crazy. We talked about it for like the whole day.
Yeah, I think you watched it, and then like the next day, you were like, yo, I watched it. I was like,
that's how it used to be. You would just be like, yo, have you seen this? And I'd be like, nah. And then I would just literally go home and watch it. Next day, it'd be like, yo, that was crazy. You'd be like, yo, did you see that news Tom Segura? I was like, nah, what's that? And then I would watch it and be like, yo. You'd be like, yo, did you see that new Black Mirror?
oh yeah.
Black Mirror was big.
Yeah.
That was our shit.
Yeah.
Yo, they
Dude.
got. I was telling you earlier. They
In
got
high school, I remember when they were dropping.
right.
Ugh.
I remember that shit too. But I think I was telling you earlier. They're making a new season.
Yeah. Oh my God, dude, that's so exciting.
It
literally.
is because the last season was like a little disappointing. Don't you think?
A lot disappointing personally because
I
you
think-
liked a couple of the episodes, but like to me, most of them were flops, huge flops.
I feel like the dancing episode that was a flop. I didn't like that one.
Was that with the robot,
Maybe.
the AI robot?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
then yeah, flop.
And then the one with the dudes that were sentient in the video game, that was weird.
Flop.
I don't know if it was a flop. It was definitely interesting exploration, but I was just like, this is just odd, you know?
Yeah, like it's almost like they're pandering
Maybe.
a little bit.
Maybe. It is an odd situation, though. Don't you think? It's like kind of,
Yeah.
it's a gray area. Do you think?
A black area.
No, black. No, well, come on. No, it's gray because if you blend black and white, that's gray.
Okay, there you go.
Boom. That's how they say it.
That's why I say it.
But don't you think
Yeah,
it's like a gray area?
sure. I mean, they're exploring each other, so it's
Yeah, but in real life, they were like, nah, this ain't it.
well, he was like, "This ain't it," and the other guy was basically like,
What? I feel like
The
they
other
both,
guy was
I
like-
thought they were both like, nah, this ain't it.
"No."
But
The
in
other guy,
video- but in
no,
the
the other
video
guy was
game-
like, "I fucked a polar bear. It wasn't the same." Remember?
I do remember that.
He's like, "It wasn't the same as when I was with you." So that's why it's like, bro,
Okay,
you're
so
fucking gay.
okay, let's take like the sexuality out of it. Like if you put on AI glasses or something, and you say that it was like Meta, right? It's like Facebook but AI version. Imagine that, and you just put on the glasses,
Right?
and you messing around with this chick on the AI Meta. You know, is that cheating?
Do you have a machine on your end that satisfies you?
No, it's just all AI.
So you don't get any gratification like physically?
You do, but it's AI. It's like in your head, but it feels real type shit.
Do
You
you
know?
in your pants or what?
I'm assuming.
Then
Man, we're gonna have to cut this. Let's get into a gray area.
hey, that's when you mix black and white.
All right.
All right.
Let's get
All right.
serious.
Would you rather have sex with a girl in VR or in just real life?
Well, real life, obviously, right?
So yeah, there's your answer.
So it's not cheating, is what you're saying.
It is. What if it was with a guy? Does that make it gay? And what if you? Does that make you gay?
I've got no comment.
So it does. That's why you wouldn't answer. That's the only reason you wouldn't answer is because it does.
No, just because like I said, it's a gray area. Like who knows? It's AI.
Or a wide area.
Because literally in the episode of Black Mirror that we're referencing, they literally, tried to hit it off in real life, and they're like, "Nah, this ain't it."
I don't know if they try it out. I don't even know if they get the chance to, because
They
the dude's
start
married.
making out.
The dude's married though.
They start making out
Right,
in
that's
real
cheating.
life.
Both of those are cheating.
Oh, well, that's cheating for sure. But they were like trying to see, like, it was an experiment.
Imagine getting busted with your wife cheating with another dude, and she's like, "I'm gonna go on all the dates that I want. I'm gonna get digged down from now on, and that's dealio. And you can get into your game, and hook up with the homie.
Oh, that's how they do it, right?
That's the end. The wife is pretty much like,
yeah.
here's the dealio. I'm going on dates, and I'm getting me some dick, and you're gonna have sex with your best friend via Mortal Kombat.
That's weird, right?
Why did that even allow that
Who's
to happen?
thinking about? Who thought about this?
I know.
Who thought about this?
I want to meet the motherfucker who came up with the idea of this episode.
All right,
Because
right.
we need to beat his fucking ass. Or send him to horny jail at the very least.
Horny jail for sure. We gotta call the horny police on him. That should be like the intro to a porno or something, you know?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And they just put it on
This
TV
man is
for
depraved.
everybody.
This man is a predator to society.
Oh, come on. I wouldn't say that.
He ruined that season of Black Mirror.
There were 2 other episodes.
And so did Miley Cyrus. Let's just air that out.
Who makes a 3-episode season? Mr.
Fucking-
Charlie.
Ouch, Charlie. You bit my finger.
I think it's Charlie something though.
Bucket. Charlie in the Chocolate Factory?
No. I think the guy that made Black Mirror, his first name's Charlie, like the creator. Shout out to the train.
Featuring a choo-choo.
Choo choo. Everybody in the field knows about the train, you know?
Pause.
Pause.
Fucking pause.
Pause. But I used to live right next to, like, literally right next to the train tracks. Like my backyard was the train tracks. And it would shake our house, like, every time it passed by.
You're
Pause.
saying that the train would shake your house?
The train that we're hearing right now in the background.
Would shake your house.
Yeah, pause.
Have you ever thought about hopping on a train? Pause.
No comment. Let's skip to the AI topics.
I'm saying like
I don't
literally
like
hop.
Donovan's topics. Let's go to the Chat GPT topics. I don't like Donovan's topics right now.
All right, we're gonna ask an AI what the fuck we're gonna talk about now.
Because
I'm talking about a literal train. Like, have you ever thought about jumping onto like a homeless person, like jumping onto a train and riding?
like just packing up and then like with the little
stick in your
in the knapsack with all your belongings in it.
Exactly.
Of course I have. Who hasn't thought about that? Just fading into the ether, you know?
Yeah.
Become, you know, you could just.
What am I saying to Chat GPT?
We're gonna do a would you rather.
Right.
Look up the craziest or the most controversial or the most diabolical would you rathers ever in the world.
Would you rather never be able to taste sweet foods again or never be able to taste salty foods again?
Ooh, I'm gonna go ahead and say salty. I have a big sweet tooth.
Damn, I'm kind of a savory person, so I would be bummed out.
It's like, you want cookies or you want some steak? You know,
Steak.
fuck, you're right though. But I feel like I don't know. I'm a sucker for the sweets.
Fair enough. Yeah, I had a
Like-
delicious cake
Right.
for my birthday, and it was
Cake
so
and
good.
ice cream, bro. You know I love ice cream.
Ice cream.
Anyways.
Let me some ice cream.
But I feel like you are at the same time you're giving up, you know,
Yeah.
burritos and steak and most foods. You know, dessert is only a small part of foods. I'm gonna have to go to salt. Actually, I'm gonna completely change my answer because you're cutting out way more foods if you go with the salty option. You know,
Exactly.
you're
Like
cutting out
all foods.
You're cutting out most all foods. Right.
Right.
All right. That bag of chips I just had, delicious.
Right, exactly.
You know, you'd have to cut that out. But do you think? No, honestly, if you
The chips?
yeah,
I'm gonna have to cut that out.
yeah, because them hoes are salty. If you chose the sweet option,
Oh,
you know what I'm saying?
I thought you meant from the pod. I thought you were like,
Oh
hey,
no!
don't let her know I be eating the sun chips.
Oh yeah, I ate a bag of Sun Chips right before this pod. If anyone wants to know, they were delicious. The salsa garden version.
Exactly.
But yeah, okay. What else we got? Damn, you got to cut out like mac and cheese and all that shit.
Oh fuck no.
Yeah, I'm definitely cutting out sweets before that. You know.
Right, exactly.
And you'd be way more healthier, right?
for like the not cutting out the sweets. Yeah.
Yeah.
You'd be like swole.
Swole. All right. What we got on the AIs? Is AI gonna take over everybody? We got the AIs. We got the AI songs. We got labels saying that we don't want AI to take any of our songs.
I cannot. It says, but as an AI language model, I cannot provide explicit or rated R content.
Okay, what about PG-13 content? You know.
Let's check it out.
What about? I feel like it came up with a couple would you rather's, like the sweet one, the sweet versus salty one.
Right.
There were some good ones on that.
Yeah. You're right.
I wouldn't say they were too flagrant though.
Yeah, that's all.
Don, they don't want to hear you breathe. It's like Omarion. Got an icebox where my heart used to be. You know that song?
No.
Ooh, I'm so cold. I'm so cold. You know what I'm talking about. Come on.
Probably.
If I played it right now, you'd be like, yeah.
Would you rather live in a world without music or a world without art?
Oh, yeah. That was the one I was eyeballing earlier. I'm going to have to go without art.
Because the music's...
Because music is art, but I'm assuming they're referring to like paintings and you know, like abstract art and sculptures and things of that nature, right? That's what you would assume.
Yeah.
It would just it would just be all art except music, basically.
Exactly, sculptures.
But I would just do music because music is my favorite form of art, you know?
Exactly. It is a kind of art, if you think about it.
It is. I mean, we call people that make music artists.
Exactly.
Literally.
Badass.
So I feel like I would have to go without the rest of art, you know?
Yeah.
The Mona Lisa ain't said some shit as crazy as Jay-Z, you know? Mm-hmm. The Mona Lisa didn't lose 80 bricks and then got it all back. You know?
Yeah. That ass.
You know?
Many men. Many men.
With death upon me. Yeah, man.
Would you rather have no penis or 5 penises?
What? Where?
In your crotch region.
You have 5 penises just sitting there? Like, is it 5 micro penises or are they full grown penises?
They are
like 5 replicas.
They are 5 of the penises you have currently.
Shit. I can't go with no penis, right? You can't go with none.
Hey. I'm just saying.
You can't go
that was
with none.
My first thought was you can't go with none. My first thought was I'm gonna have to take a 5.
All right.
You know what?
Like, what's the point of life?
You know what? If you get 5, you could cut 4 off if you really wanted to.
Right.
But if you get if you get none, then you can't add without it being a monstrosity. You know, like a robot or like a...
Doc, how crazy is this? Did ChatGPT tell us that?
No. Hey, yo, what if it did, though? Right after it was like, I can't generate rated R content.
ChatGPT say that shit? What?
Generate the funniest results.
What's going on here? ChatGPT, you on some sus shit. Like, you want 5 times as many cocks in this world.
I'm going to tell it to tell a joke.
Okay.
You want to hear it?
Yes.
Why was the math book sad?
Why?
Because it had too many problems.
Yeah, that's stupid. Fuck.
Tell a better...
No, tell a knock-knock joke. Those are the best ones. Tell a knock-knock joke.
Mac, what's a knock-knock joke? Telling a knock-knock joke. Knock-knock.
Who's there?
Boo.
Boo-hoo.
Don't cry. It's just a joke.
Shut the fuck up. God damn. What are we in 5th grade? All right. Tell it to look
that
up.
Was a good one.
Tell it to look up the grade, what ChatGPT says the greatest songs of all time are.
What are the top 10
yes.
greatest songs?
Yes. promoter on that one, you know?
Shout out. What are the top 10 greatest songs of all times? Time, not plural. Respect by Aretha Franklin. Like a Rolling Stone by Bob Dylan.
Okay.
I Can't Get No Satisfaction by the Rolling Stones.
Okay.
Imagine by John Lennon. What's Going On by Marvin Gaye.
What's going on?
Johnny Be Good by Chuck Berry.
I've never heard of that.
Johnny Be Good. You never heard that?
Maybe. Okay, go on though. Go on.
Played Johnny Be Good by Chuck Berry. Hey Jude by the Beatles. Smells Like Teen Spirit by Nirvana.
Okay, that's definitely greatest of all time.
What I Say by Ray Charles. My Generation by The Who.
What the fuck is Chat GPT smoking?
Some white people music.
Okay.
Bob Dylan. Well,
Bob Dylan is one of the goats, dog. You can't even lie.
Play Johnny Be Good. I just want you to hear it.
I feel like I probably maybe heard it before.
Have you seen Back to the Future?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Hold it up to the mic.
Play Johnny Be Good by Chuck Berry. If Siri fucks this up.
Yeah. It's like the classic 80s song.
Yeah. I don't know if this is 80s. This might be earlier than the 80s.
But it gives me that 80s vibe, but It's like a montage
80s?
type song, you know?
Kinda, yeah. I think it might have been Home Alone.
Maybe. It's like a montage type song. That's what I feel.
Yeah.
I've definitely heard it before.
Right.
But I feel like that's like movies that have all been or songs that have all been in a movie or something. Okay. We see what Chat GPT's tastes are. Why don't we look up the greatest movies of all time?
Okay.
Because obviously they're smoking dicks on the greatest songs.
True.
Although Bob Dylan, can't go wrong. Imagine by John Lennon, that's a pretty good song. I can't even lie.
Yeah. Even though he's a communist.
Yeah, but I say the same shit. Man. We're on the same wavelength.
Top 10 greatest movies of all time. Number 1.
Rosebud.
I hope it's not Citizen Kane. It is Citizen Kane, the first one. No.
Everybody says that.
No.
I've never seen that movie, but everybody
it's
says
garbage.
that. Everybody says that. I have seen Gone with the Wind, though.
The Godfather as number 2.
Oh, I just watched that recently the other day. Because what was I watching? It was a reference to The Godfather. Oh, White Lotus. Have you seen White Lotus on HBO
No.
Max?
Is it good?
It's kind of weird.
Have you seen Succession?
I have seen the first episode.
I've heard it's good.
I have also heard it's good. That's why I watched the first episode, but I didn't really get into it. I was kind of busy at the moment.
Casablanca is number 3.
Oh, that's the one with the plane scene at the end or the beginning?
Yeah, he's like, I can't remember what he says. He's like,
man, she,
man, it's a,
you're gonna have to let me go, you hooch.
yeah, exactly. Like something exactly like that, but not that at all. Where it's
Right,
like,
exactly.
Yeah, it's like, fuck you, bitch. Pretty much. It's like, have a good one, bitch.
I've got to get back to my wife and kids.
Yeah, pretty much. She's like, one last kiss, and he's like, man, she. So the fourth one being Raging Bull.
Oh, the boxing one, Martin Scorsese.
And Robert De Niro.
Robert De Niro, 70s.
80.
80 what?
80?
1980.
80.
Okay.
Singing in the Rain.
I can't say I've seen that or know what the plot is.
Cause I'm singing in the Who Gives a Fuck.
I've definitely heard that before.
Gone with the Wind.
I've seen that.
Lawrence of Arabia.
Ooh, nope. Haven't seen it.
Schindler's List.
I have seen that a long time ago. My grandma made me watch it for some reason.
Huh. Jews.
He saves a bunch of Jews or something like that.
Something like that. At first he doesn't, and then he does.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah. I've had to watch it again. Shout out Liam Neeson.
Shut up.
He'll go taking on your ass.
Hey.
And he's in the
Shout out.
the cancel bar, the cancel club
Yeah. Yeah. Shout out.
in Atlanta.
Vertigo. Have you ever seen that?
Oh yeah. That's
1958.
That's Alfred Hitchcock.
Oh, really?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
Yes. It's actually a pretty good one. The dude, like,
58?
You know what vertigo is, like when you get up
Right.
all fast and you start having
Dizzy.
Yeah. The dude keeps having that, but it's like a high pursuit chase at one point. It's a pretty good movie
Huh.
for the 50s. It's a pretty good one.
Right.
Yeah.
58 too.
Have you seen any Hitchcock movies?
I have seen
Psycho. You've seen Psycho, right?
yeah, definitely seen Psycho and
Birds?
no, not Birds.
Oh, that's a good one.
What movie am I thinking of with the atomic bomb?
Oh, what is that? I don't know. Maybe I haven't seen that one.
Maybe I'm tripping.
Okay. Are you thinking of the Oppenheimer shit?
No, like it's Dr. something, Dr.
Trivago.
Strangelove. Is that what I'm thinking of? Dr. Strangelove?
Is that Hitchcock? I don't know.
I don't know if it is. I might be talking out of my ass. Like I always
That's
do.
what this pod is for, right?
Talking out of our asses pretty much.
Yes, sir. You already know the vibes.
I wish that it would just show me the movies. IMDb again.
Shout out.
Known for Psycho, Vertigo,
See?
Rope. Lots of movies actually.
Yeah, he's got a gang of movies.
The Man Who Knew Too Much, The Trouble with Harry, To Catch a Thief, Rear Window, Strangers on a Train.
They remade Rear Window with Johnny Depp.
So I guess maybe he didn't do Doctor Strangelove.
Wait, no.
I don't know why.
No, not Johnny Depp. They redid it with fucking Shia LaBeouf.
Really?
Have you seen that movie? What is that movie? With Shia LaBeouf? And
Honey Boy?
No. He's with his dad and he gets in a car accident and then he beats up his teacher.
Disturbia?
That's what Rear Window is based off of.
What?
Yes.
What was it called?
Rear Window.
Rear Window.
Yeah, it's a movie by Hitchcock, and basically the plot is pretty similar to where the dude is like a reporter, and he breaks his leg, and he stays in this like subdivision or apartment building, and he can see like all his neighbors like kind of the same shit, and he starts spying on his one neighbor just because he has a broken leg. He can't do shit but he can't leave his house. Basically.
And he noticed that there's a murder that takes place?
Yes,
pretty much.
I think he thinks he murders his wife. And then he's like starts trying to get all the evidence and shit. Like, it's basically the same premise, but like they spin it differently, obviously.
So Doctor Strangelove is by Stanley Kubrick.
Okay.
Kubrick.
He did The Shining in 2001, A Space Odyssey. And
Yeah, lots of different shit.
What is that one war movie he did?
Full Metal Jacket.
Yes. Yeah,
That's a great movie.
Where I always remember that scene where they're shaving their heads.
Yeah, and then the Full Metal, where he's like, Full Metal Jacket.
Yep. And
spoiler alert.
no,
A Clockwork Orange.
Clockwork Orange. I was just about to say that.
The book.
I haven't read the book, but I've definitely seen the movie.
The book is crazy, bro.
Okay.
I don't even want to talk about that.
Back to the top 10.
That shit is so fucked up.
Here? Oh, because Virgo was on the top 10, and I was saying Hitchcock got some fire movies.
Yes.
Okay.
And then The Wizard of Oz being number 10.
Is it? Okay, that's a pretty good movie.
That is.
It's like a classic movie.
It's such a classic, and it came out in 1939, and so that was right when color television came out.
Yo, when did they discover? When did I totally forget his name, but it's some Austrian or German or Swiss dude. He discovered acid.
Yeah.
What year was that? I remember.
What year did they discover acid?
I remember in college I wrote a paper and it was like a literature class, like one of those entry level ones, and you had to like write a persuasive essay, type shit.
Really?
And it had to be like it was like the final, and it had to be like 5-10 pages or some shit like that, some stupid shit. And I wrote mine about why psychedelics should be legalized. So I like looked up a whole bunch of stuff. Is his name Albert
Hoffman?
Yeah,
it's last name Hoffman.
Did I get the first name right?
Acid Hoffman.
Albert
Hoffman.
He's like studying something. He's like studying something ergonomics or something like that. And
he's trying to figure out a way to induce labor, I think.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. But either way, he gets like a little bit onto his hand, and then he takes a bike ride. He rides his bike home, and he's like, "What the fuck is going on, man?"
Pretty much.
That's just crazy. But I don't know how we got here.
Yep, Swiss chemist Albert Hofmann discovered the psychic effects of lysergic acid diethylamide while riding home from his lab.
Yes. See? His mind is full of knowledge.
Here's a look back on how the good doctor stumbled upon the unique drug. While he was working as a research chemist, the company was responsible for inventing substances like saccharin. Saccharin is a form of sodium, which is an artificial sweetener. So he was working on an artificial sweetener.
That's crazy.
And the medicinal plants to isolate and purify synthetic compounds for their pharmaceuticals.
Interesting.
Like fungus, ergot, rye, and active compounds like that. Dang. And then
it's funny how they just stumbled upon that, right?
But, well, if you think about it, he right here it says he was synthesizing compounds via fungus. So he synthesized LSD from
some type of fungus.
Right, which is mushrooms.
That's funny, right?
Like magic mushrooms. It came from the earth. So
I guess so.
Yeah.
But what year was that though? And then Wizard of Oz came out in 1939, right? Is what you said?
Yeah. 1936.
See what
3 years beforehand.
Right, you see what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
That movie's kind of psychedelic, kind of trippy, right?
So you think that the only way they could have done it was via a tablet of acid?
No, I'm just saying, just look at the
facts.
That was like not the facts, but that was just like a revolutionary movie at the time, you know?
Right.
It goes from black and white to colorful.
And it was one of the first movies to ever do that.
It had witches and flying goblins type thing, and a scarecrow, and a talking scarecrow, and a talking lion. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And each one represents something different, being the mind, the heart, and the courage.
Right. So you see what I'm trying to get at, right?
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to say.
It's pretty much like a psychedelic trip.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Right after 3 years after they discover.
Coincidence? I think not.
Well, but what is this? What is the saying? Causation isn't correlation, or
correlation isn't causation.
Isn't causation. So I don't know. I just think that's a cool thing to look into, because that's what, like, when I think of Wizard of Oz, I just think like the drastic difference between color and black and white. You know.
Correlation does not imply causation.
Correlation does not imply causation. So let that be a disclaimer through this whole conversation. But
exactly,
it is interesting to look at the timing of it. You know,
exactly.
And then like all her like uncles and all her like people from the farm
were in her fucking trip,
in her trip or in her dream. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, that's crazy. Can you imagine having a trip and then waking up? Like,
or it could just be a dream. You know,
and you were there. Yeah, it could be.
You
a dream
ever had
sequence.
a crazy dream like that?
But sometimes a psychedelic trip can feel like a dream.
Yo, I've been taking these like sleep aids, just like regular shit you can get from like Safeway or
LSD
something like that.
tablets?
No, not LSD tablets. But just like, I don't know what compound is in them or what chemical is in them. It says it on the back of the thing, the
right.
drug facts or whatever. But it's just some regular shit you can get from Kroger or Albertsons or. Why did I name the oldest fucking grocery stores?
Albertsons.
But you can get it from Walmart,
Kroger,
wherever.
You old ass man, huh?
Right. But every time I take them, they obviously help me sleep.
Mm-hmm.
I just have problems falling asleep.
Yeah.
So I take them and they literally knock my ass out. And I always have crazy dreams whenever I take them. You know, It's always like some crazy shit. Like I'll have dreams that like I'm at a bar and I get into a fight with someone and I take a bottle of tequila or something. I throw it over the dude's head. Like, it's always like some crazy primal shit. Like,
Right. Huh.
I'm just like, what the fuck's going on in my head?
Huh.
And it always feels like real life, you know?
Yeah.
I wake up and I'm just like, oh my God.
That really happened.
No, I wake up and I'm like, oh my God, I'm so thankful that was a dream.
Well, yeah, but you're like, did that actually happen? And then you snap into it, and you're waking up, and you're like, oh,
it's so real that it feels like real life,
bruh.
And I wake up and I'm like, oh my God, thank the Lord, heavens.
You ever gotten in trouble with your girl for cheating in a dream?
No, that's never happened.
I've had that happen where it's like, and then you were talking to this girl, and then all of a sudden it's like, that wasn't even me. Like,
right,
you know what I mean?
Right.
But to them, it feels dead ass real.
That's
you know.
That's when you got to start playing with them. Like, damn, what was she cute at least? Like,
right.
Like, was I pulling?
Right. Hey. I'm a player, you know.
Right. Like
hey,
what's she? Like,
he got that dog in him.
Like,
he got that
like in your dreams, I'm not pulling the ugly hoes, am I? Like, come on now. Come on, let me know.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
like, should I be on the lookout?
You know that painter that does those like those paintings that are like, it'll be the stairs, but the stairs won't go anywhere. They'll be like this, and then there'll be stairs going like
and
this.
And then you zoom in, and then it's another picture, and then you zoom in, and it's another
exactly
picture,
like on Insta.
Yeah, that shit's trippy.
That's kind of how my dreams are. Dial it back. Like a little bit, like not to where like it's like, jumping through,
like you're falling through the universe or something.
Well, like imagine there's a house, like a mansion.
Okay.
Like I'll be thrown into a mansion that's like one of those type of buildings.
Whoa.
Where it's like like I'll have a dream where I'll go to the top floor of this dude's house, and he'll be like showing me the house. He's like, "This is where I live. I live here." Blah blah. And then there's a tiny little platform, and he wants to show me his car, and there's a tiny little platform, and then it goes all the way into this like, there's a huge drop below us, right? And it's the house, and so the house is like super tall basically, and I'm like walking, like balancing on this platform to go see his car, because his car is on this little disc at the end of this platform. So imagine like,
damn, you dig riding for this car.
Well, he's walking across it just fine, right? And then all of a sudden, when I walk across it, I'm like looking down, and it's like hundreds of feet.
Anxiety and shit.
Yeah, it's like hundreds of feet below me, and there's like, and the house like goes up above me, so it's like vast. You know what I mean? And like the sheer vastness of it is intimidating, and so I like. Damn. And then like I'm on this tiny little like walk the plank thing to a circle, and the circle has like something he's trying to show me. He's like, come on, I'm trying to show you this thing. Who is this
dude? Is he old? Is he young?
He's young, and he has like he's like a Caucasian guy, and he has like black hair, is like how I imagine it. Like when I had I guess no. Well, no, it's not me. It's not me. No, because it doesn't feel like me. You know what I mean?
Is it like okay?
Because me, I'm struggling to get across, and he's making it across just fine. Right. So I'm looking at him, and I'm like,
a metaphor.
This
like
guy's better than me.
Self.
Right? Yeah. I'm like, this guy's better than me, and I can't do it. You know what I mean? And it's like that. Or like,
that's a weird dream, bro. This dude you're just following this dude,
and he's like giving me a tour of his house or something like that. You know what I mean? Or like this
dude is you from the future, bro.
Well, I've had other dreams where it's all of my family are like visiting together in a house that's like that, but not exactly like that, where it'll just be like multi-level, and there'll be like different rooms, and like all of my family and my friends will be there. Like I've had dreams like where you were there.
What?
And like, but like not just you, but everybody. Like a house party of like my buddy Mac, like you come up and you dap me up, and then like I see somebody else and I come up and dap them, and I'm just so happy. Like I've had really happy dreams where I'm like, this is my best friend. I
never have happy dreams.
I have like dreams that bring me to tears, because I'll be like in a beach house, and this beach house will be like above the ground, and so it'll have like little poles that are like
you're just witnessing the future. You're like astral traveling to the future.
Well, I'm like sitting in this beach house, and I go out to the porch, and I look out, and it's water as far as the eye can see, and it's like the ocean, and the ocean is surrounding us like some Courage and the Cowardly Dog type shit.
You're gonna have like deja vu one day. You're just gonna be sitting on the beach or some shit, like you're gonna have deja vu, and you're gonna be like, oh shit, I dreamed of this.
Right, exactly.
You're gonna be like, this was a dream. And
the thing is,
right here,
right before I go out on the porch and I see all the water, like
that's happened to me before.
I'm literally on the verge of tears, like, these are my best friends. Like I get to hang out with my best friends, and I'm like, this is my mom, and this is my buddy, and then it's like I'm literally about to start crying, and I wake up, and I'm like,
you're almost, like, damn, I wish I could go back type shit.
Yeah, I wish I could go back, but like immediately I'm almost on the verge of tears. Mm-hmm. Immediately I'm just like, oh my God, and then I wake up and I'm like, oh, none of my friends are here with me right now. You know,
mine is always the exact opposite. Like I'll always have like somebody that I know in my dream. Like for some reason, I had a dream like of a friend I had like in elementary school, and like I haven't talked to him since like the 5th grade type shit. Like no contact at all. Like I just remember this dude's first name, not even his last name.
Right,
his first name was Nicholas.
Nick.
Shout out. That's all I remember.
Shout out, Nick.
Yeah, glasses. That's all I remember about this.
Nick with the glasses.
Yeah.
Caucasian?
Yeah.
Okay.
And he was in my dream the other day. We were working.
Young Nick, though.
No.
He was older.
For some reason.
Did you, but you've never seen him as he was older.
I don't think so.
So you made him up as like an older person, but you knew it was the younger version of him?
But like, you know how you just said you knew it wasn't you?
Yeah.
It was that. Like, I just knew this.
Yeah, but you aged him in your mind.
I can't put a face to it though, right?
Right. There's probably like a blurry face.
Right.
But you still aged him and knew who he was.
Yeah, and we were beefing for some reason.
That's crazy.
And we were beefing for some reason. I don't know why.
You were beefing with this dude.
Yeah. And I punched him right in the face. And then I felt real bad about it. Ah, ain't that some shit?
That is some shit. We can keep going though. We got a little more time.
I guess so. And then I felt real bad about it. And then I remember everyone I was passing, like I was just like walking through a hall, and it was just like, it was my boss, and then like I don't think you were in it, but it was like some of my friends, and I was just like, damn, why all y'all disappointed in me and shit? And,
I hate that.
You know? And
it's such a visceral reaction.
Yeah, and then I woke up and I was like, oh my God, thank God that was a dream.
Right. Because initially because at first you're still skeptical. At first when you wake up initially though, you're skeptical. You're like, am I in the clear? You know what I mean? Yeah. Is everybody still?
Actually, I had one happy dream. I had a dream. And I was just like, oh my God, this is great. I've been waiting for this for forever.
But it's a fantasy that you made up.
I guess so, yeah. And then I wake up and I was like, well, damn, that's kind of disappointing.
Right. Because you kind of just like make up this story in your mind of like what the perfect scenario.
Exactly.
This is the perfect scenario. It's a dream.
Right,
it's happy.
I was even like, oh, I know you back then, but I'm so much different now.
Right, but you wake up and you're like, I'm still me.
Right,
I'm still same guy.
Right, literally. And I was like,
I ain't changed at all.
Right. Good thing the camera wasn't on for that one.
Just to be clear, I fucking tipped over the fucking bottle. I'll admit to it.
But yeah, that was like the one happy dream I've ever had.
Do you think dreams are your happy place or not?
No.
Well, there's nightmares. So I'm not talking about nightmares. I'm talking about dreams.
My dreams are always like a bad acid trip. I swear to God.
Like they're scary looky?
Yes.
Because when I think
I don't know about scary, but stressful.
When I think bad acid trip, I think scary or stressful, and both.
We should just end this because I really, really got to pee.
Okay, well, let's wrap it up.
Okay, let's wrap it up.
We didn't touch on most anything that we wanted to do.
I feel like we touched on a lot, actually.
Yeah, we forgot to talk about designer jerking off on a plane, but we could get to that next time.
That's like
water under the bridge.
That's water. That's like so surface level compared to the shit we actually talked about. Like,
I know
we covered the good stuff.
Timid.
Shout out to all our listeners. I actually really, really got to pee so we just got to wrap this up.
Yeah,
it's like
Mac's gonna go ahead and go take a pee.
It's like that Chappelle skit where he's like, "Hey, yo, wrap it up." He's in
the show.
Yeah,
Mad Show.
He's in He's in the courtroom and he tells the judge, "Hey, yo, wrap it up." But Don's finna wrap it up and I'm finna pee.
Yes, sirree.
So we appreciate y'all, and sorry about the camera and all that mess, but shit be happening sometimes, and we love you guys, and I hope you guys are treating yourselves all right and living full lives and loving yourselves and loving life, and don't be afraid to leave a comment and like and subscribe, because we would really appreciate it. And we'll see you guys next time. Okay, peace.